finished the PlayStation 4 announcement. And I wanted to give my thoughts on it. A lot of stuff was shown, a lot of stuff was said. So let's go ahead and get into it. Probably going to be about 5 minutes. Oh, whatever, who cares how long. So, first the specs. Some good, some bad. I like the GPU and CPU working together and all the, all that information, everything like that. My biggest hang up on it, however, is the 8 gigabytes of memory. For a system that previous predecessors have shown to last, 10 years, how long it's been since the PlayStation 3, since the PlayStation 4 announcement, and how long they said that the PlayStation 2 was going to last, and it really did, was 10 years. So 8 gigs of memory is already out today for consumer consumption for PCs. In fact, not only is it out, it's already been topped. You can now plug 16 gigs into your computer. I was just shopping today, and it's easily available on Newegg. So I think that they really have shot themselves in the foot by going with something so small, unless they come out with a newer version down the line. As they are one to do. They created the PlayStation Slim with both the PlayStation 2 and the 3. In fact, the 3 had 2 versions of the Slim. So if they come out with a new version that it has upgraded hardware, okay, I can see it, but I really think that they've created an underpowered machine compared to what consumers can buy right now in a PC. So, the share function. I think it's awesome. The fact that you can take clips of your game and upload them immediately, that's stuff that's already being integrated in games nowadays. With Black Ops 2, we see that available, how you can upload your replays. Super Street Fighter 4 has a replay channel, and that you can view other gameplay and look up your favorite players. So to see that encompassed in all PlayStation games, or all PlayStation 4 games, that's cool. Now, the one thing that they did talk about is the editing. That they said that players would no longer have to edit out their videos. I don't think that's true unless they incorporate a way to commentate over your videos, which is what makes Let's Plays, which what puts us, the broadcasters, in our videos, aside from just, here's my gameplay, here's my awesome footage. And unless you're a professional player that can do high-end, gameplay time after time after time, that's not going to be really what draws the viewers. So I think that saying that, you won't need to edit things, while it's true, I think it's a little misleading. Now, my... one thing that, basically, they showed off a whole bunch of games, and we'll go into each one right now. But each one, aside from one, has a theme that was a little upsetting. It's the, hey, I'm pretty, but that's all that I'm going to show you. And the reason for that is because continuously, game after game after game, I kept on saying, what makes this PlayStation 4? What separates this from the previous games, aside from graphics? Now, granted, graphics are important. Being beautiful is very, very, important, and it's what a lot of people judge games on. But it's not all that's important, and that's unfortunately all that I was seeing shown today. So hopefully that's not all the PlayStation 4 has to offer. So let's go ahead and get into the games. Killzone Shadowfall. It looks great. When they started off, I was wondering if it was a cinematic or gameplay. It looks like it is gameplay. And I have to say, some of the buildings, especially they had a mirror building that, reflected the surrounding city. Amazing. It looks beautiful. But that's it. To me, after that, it was a first-person shooter that I had played and seen a million times over. We are in a first-person shooter, generation right now, and so I was waiting for something to make this stand out and say, this is what PlayStation 4 is about. Granted, I know that he shared the video afterwards and it's available right now, but what makes it PlayStation 4 aside from the sharing aspect? Because that's a PlayStation 4 aspect, not a Killzone aspect, that's going to make your game stand out. I understand that people that love the franchise are going to pick up the game, but as somebody who isn't that well known about the Killzone franchise, what's going to make me want to buy your game? That is almost across the board of what I'm talking about here. The next game, Driveclub. It really sounded like they were talking about team-based races and team-based challenges. That's awesome. It sounded to me like they had made guilds for racing games. So while I understand that's a new concept for racing games, it's not a new concept for games. Setting times and challenging friends, they said was a big aspect that was new. No, it's not. It's actually already available in current racing games. In Forza Horizon, you set your time. In SSX, while it's not a racing game, it is. It does have race elements. Has elements of. You can put items in specific spots called. I believe they're called geodes or geocaching, something along those lines, where you're challenging other people in the world to find your items, and you get specific points for how long it's been there and how long it's been, it took for somebody to find it. So these concepts that they were talking about that were new and innovative really aren't. Let's see, what else? The models being detailed are great. They were talking about how they go all the way into every single layer of the carbon fiber. Awesome. But that, once again, is just graphics. What about gameplay? They were talking about how they made you immersive. It was really a first-person type of racing environment. Not just the first-person driving or whatever. But they showed how you open up the trunk and saw the engine, and how we open the door and click the seatbelt. That's awesome. But as if I was playing a racing game and you made me watch that every single time before I could race, I'd get a little upset. I'd be like, I just want to race. So I can see what he was trying to show off, how it's pretty and how it's really just first person. You can look around and see the console and everything like that. All right, cool, graphics. Let's see here now. I continually try to ask myself, if I had made the game, what would I do to make a PlayStation 4? Well, before they had shown the controller that had the touchscreen integration and the new light on the front that I'm guessing, now don't take this as fact, I'm guessing will change color to show which player is player 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. And they talked about how there's a camera that it looked like a sensor bar that looked very like the Wii sensor bar. Now, I don't know if that's planning on being integrated into the PlayStation 4, but they showed it. And the controller does look nice. I think that's a very good improvement. The touchscreen integration and the share button, awesome. And the microphone jack. The microphone jack is really nice, taking a beat from Xbox, because it's nice that it comes out of the bottom. It's not in the way. You don't have to worry about it getting in the way. That being said, with the integration of the PlayStation Eye, I'm just going to call it the PlayStation Eye, whatever the sensor bar is, whatever they're going to call it, what I would have done is almost take it to Kinect style, where I can hold anything that I want, and that is my steering wheel. I can hold out my feet, and now that's my gas and my my brakes and my clutch. I don't need any physical object unless I wanted to for the steering wheel to be to drive the car. That's what I would have done. That would have been my integration into a new racing game. Now, granted, I don't play racing games that much, and I know that there's a steering wheel that you can already purchase and pedals and things like that, but this would be without all of that. This would be using the Connect or PlayStation 9 or whatever they want to call it. So that's what I would have done in that game. Infamous Second Son. Okay, don't get me wrong, I love the Infamous series. It was just a cinematic. And the intro was okay. I mean, using these real-time statistics to get you scared. Not real-time, real-life statistics to get you scared and, worried about, how all these, security cameras are watching us and then, taking it that step further for the game. Okay, I mean, cool. But it was just a cinematic. What is that showing me? What other than saying that this game is coming out, did that show me? Nothing. So I feel like it was a wasted opportunity. Now, David Cage comes out and he talks about this new modeling. Now, unfortunately, my stream cut out at this point, so I didn't catch some of it. But he was talking about, in the first part, the holy grail of video games is emotional impact. And that is 100% true. That is what makes a game great. Journey, Heavy Rain, the new Walking Dead game, Red Dead Redemption, all of these connected to me. That I had an emotional impact on these games, and so those are the ones that are why I keep on going back and wanting to play them and things along those lines. So I think by him talking about that, that's really great. I was just I was excited to see where he would go with it, and then he went into and then they went into the modeling. I don't know if it was a different person for that. Like I said, my string cut out. The modeling looks awesome. For those that are creative, it's taking Little Big Planet, their level creation, to, I don't even want to say the next level. I want to say the next level of the next level. You can create worlds and use your 3D modeling techniques to create new and innovative things. Awesome. They blew that one out of the park. So then Capcom comes out and talks about the Panther Ray. It looks like it's basically their new engine that they're going to be using with the PlayStation 4. Great. And then they showed off a new game called Deep Down. Looks very Dark Souls-esque. It's very medieval. Okay, it looks pretty. I mean, that's really the only integration that I saw. It's the only thing that made me say that, oh, that's a PlayStation 4 game. There was a little blurb at the end of it that talked about sharing items between consoles and things like that. And that was pretty cool. But, you can already kind of do that in MMOs and online games and send them items and stuff. And let's see. Then Square Enix comes out, they show a cinematic for an unnamed game. If there was a name, I didn't catch it. Looked pretty. That's all I could tell you. And then they tell you to get excited for a Final Fantasy announcement at E3. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll be excited for an announcement when the announcement happens. Like, I'm not going to get excited for something beforehand. So, now, this is the game that I think stood out and said, this is PlayStation 4. Watch Dogs by Ubisoft. The cell phone integration to find out people's history, to find out about, any, as they show you in the trailer, any outstanding warrants and things along those lines. It gives you a real sense of who these NPCs that are around you are. Awesome. It feels like they took the cell phone integration from Grand Theft Auto 4 and took it to the next level. I think it's awesome. And then you can start using the cell phone to affect the area surrounding you. Making pillars pop up to stop cop cars, or stopping trains by hacking into the rail system. And then once you hop on, you hack into with your cell phone again and tell it to go. And then zooming in with your pistol and shooting a tire from a police car to make it spin out. Awesome. That was what I wanted from every game that they showed tonight, and they just didn't. This was the only one that showed it. And that made me so excited for Watch Dogs and made me realize that nobody else had shown anything like that. Blizzard, okay, they're bringing Diablo III to PlayStation 4. Great for those who haven't played it on the PC, but for those who have, why would I pick it up? Like I said, I'm not their market since I've already purchased it. But I mean, it didn't do that hot. In my personal opinion, I would rather play Torchlight 2 than Diablo 3. Anyways, Activision. This was the big reveal. And I have to say it was pretty shocking that Bungie is coming to PS4. Not exclusive, but it is coming to PS4. And they're bringing Project Destiny over with them. Big surprise. Awesome. That is exactly how I would have ended the event, and that's how they did. And they mentioned that they're bringing exclusive content for PS4 too, which is pretty cool. I am fearful though that is going to be a bigger thing in this generation. You know, you can only get this on Xbox, or you can only get it on PS3. So it did worry me a little bit. I hope that the worry is unfounded, but that's what it is. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the controller sharing. I guess is the best way to put it. Sony was heavily into talking about how social this game is, and people can tune in and watch you play. And should you want, I could pass off my controller to somebody over the internet, in essence saying, "Can you help me? Can you take control of my game and play for me?" So I think that's how would I describe it? I think it's a great integration for those who need it, but for me, I won't want that because it takes away the sense of accomplishment for me. So anyways, I can understand why people would want it, and I think that it's an awesome integration for them. Overall, I think it's an awesome reveal. They did have a release time frame of holiday season 2013. Awesome. So we'll see it probably around October, maybe November for Christmas. I think it was a decent reveal. And I'm not trying to harp on Sony. I'm not trying to be extremely negative about it. I just wish that they would have shown me what PlayStation 4 is going to do aside from graphics. What sets Sony, the PlayStation 4, above games, you know, what games can already do. And I understand the sharing feature is already there and things like that. But other than that, what is it? What makes this PlayStation 4? What's going to scream to me and say, I need this over my PlayStation 3, aside from the new games that are coming out? And what are the new games going to be doing and utilizing to say, this is why we're a PlayStation 4 game? Until I see that, I'm kind of holding off on getting too excited for it. I think it's an awesome reveal. I think that they did it right, because now they have the hype for E3 to show off. You know, maybe they'll answer my questions. Maybe they'll show off. We showed you a glimpse as to what the PlayStation 4 can do. Now let's show you what it really can do. You know, maybe they can take the Killzone game and show me, by using the touchscreen. Maybe you can use knife kills in a different way. I'm waiting for them to show me what makes it a PlayStation 4 game. So, without further ado, those are my thoughts. If you have any thoughts or want to tweet at me, Bad Dude Will, be sure to follow me. Let me know. Maybe I'm way off, but I think I'm pretty right on. Anyways, guys, have a good evening, and I will see you next time.